one of the things that people often express a concern about is what happens when somebody is sent to see me, or somebody's very reluctant, or has all sorts of reasons why they don't really want any coaching. What happens then? What are we as coaches supposed to do? So the idea of this next sequence is that Valerie and I are going to role play that. Valerie's going to role play somebody who's quite reluctant, indeed very resistant to the idea of being coached, and I'm going to do the coaching. So away we'll go. Valerie, we're here to do some coaching this morning.
Well, no. I think, to be honest, we'll get off to the right start and say, you're here to do some coaching.
Well, that's an interesting perspective. Let me just, can I just ask you what you understand by the word coaching? What's your thinking?
Well, it's not for me, what
do you think it means?
Well, it's football. I mean, it's sporty.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nothing to do with me.
Okay. So
I suppose is the bottom line.
So it's football and it's sporty. What's it to do with it in sport?
People trying to get other people to persuade other people to do things differently, to do things better.
Yeah,
I don't need to.
It's certainly about that.
There are problems here. I'm not denying that.
Okay.
I'll tell you about the problems.
We'll do that in a minute. But let's just sort out what we're here to try and do this morning. You're absolutely right. When you said about football and coaching, it's about getting people to perform better, to do even better. And you said it's about making them do it. Well, it's really a kind of encouraging, a facilitation process. It's about, because really that improvement
I don't need
comes
to do
from
things better.
within. It comes from within you. That's where coaching comes from. It's about the person. It's very focused
well,
on the
you've got the
individual.
wrong person then.
Okay.
You all right, focus on the individual by all means. Well, you get Bob in and focus on him.
Okay then.
He's a little shit. Have you met him?
I haven't.
Have
no,
you worked
but
with
we're
Bob?
here this
it's
morning.
Bob.
Okay.
Bob,
Well,
imagine Bob here.
Well, we don't need to have Bob here because, as I said earlier, just now, this is about you. It's about focusing on you.
I was okay. It was okay.
Okay, fine. Well, can I just ask you, just get some of the basics sorted out first, Valerie. So, this coaching process, me being a coach, is about you. It's focused on you.
But it shouldn't be. That's the problem.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute, as I say. So it's about you, and the other thing we need to just establish this morning, really, is a couple of things. One is, how long have you got? How long have we got here before you have to go?
Well, I mean, that's a redundant question. It's a stupid question. Sorry, no offence. Nothing. It's a stupid question because, I was just told, go in and see him. Oh, he's a nice guy. Well, okay, I'm not.
Well,
it's
realistically,
not personal.
going back to the reality thing, realistically, how long have we got? How long do you want to do this for?
Not too long because I've got my lunch.
Okay, what kind of time are we looking at then?
Well,
ish, give or take. How long have we got before you have to go to lunch?
Well, it's not how long. I mean, I just go when I want to go, really.
Okay,
but
well,
I'm starting to get hungry.
Let's go. Well, all right. Then how long? You tell me.
Oh, 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, that's okay. Fine. Okay then. And the other thing is,
can we say it's been half an hour though?
We'll go for 10, 15 minutes.
No, but can we say
we're moving on to that. We're moving on to that next. About things to do with that.
I want to go and then say it was stayed here longer, and then I can nip out to the shops.
Well, the important thing is, really for us, is we need to set some sort of rules that we're going to operate by this morning over this 20 minutes or so we've
this
got.
This place has got enough rules already.
Well, just between you and I, it's really all about they're called ground rules for sure. What it's really about, it's to try and establish what would make you feel most comfortable during this 20 minutes or so that we've got this morning. And
you're not taking his side, really.
Absolutely.
It's only since he's been here that there's been a problem.
Okay, then. Well, number one, then we'll say is non-judgmental. It's not about judging you, because this, again, the thing is, it's about you this morning. It's all about you. So it's what makes you feel comfortable. So, okay, so there's no judging. No judging. I'm not here to judge anything. I'm just here to have a conversation with you.
Well, you're just going to take his side, though, aren't you, ultimately?
Well, again, it's about you. It's not about anybody else. So in terms of what else would make you feel as comfortable as you can be during our conversation, our chat here this morning, Valerie?
I suppose I don't want you to discuss it I don't want you to discuss
Absolutely.
anything with him.
Brilliant. Yeah. Whatever happens in here, I
Okay.
can reassure you.
So if I signed it off a bit or that would
Confidential. It's between
Okay,
you and I.
okay.
Nobody in the organisation has asked me for any information about this at
Oh,
all. Yeah. And if they do, lips are sealed. I operate, as a professional with a professional set of ethics. And if
It's not a proper job, though, is it?
it's a living. If whatever happens here between us this morning is confidential, it won't go any further. So
Okay.
we've got non-judgmental, confidential. Is there anything else that you'd like to say would make you feel as comfortable as possible here this morning?
I don't want to stay too long. I
All right.
suppose that's
Well,
a
we've
big one.
established that, yeah.
And I don't want to go into my personal life.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see how we go. All right.
There's quite a few issues there.
Okay. Then. Fine. So.
My husband's,
Okay.
I've a bit of a
Right.
problem with him.
Okay. Well, there's lots of things we can possibly talk about here. So, given we've got about another 15 minutes left, just said about 20. I know it's not absolutely fixed, but we'll use that as a sort of a working time frame. What is it you'd like to talk about this morning?
I'd like to talk, I suppose, about the fact that, my job here was okay.
Yeah.
I was doing all right. I was doing an okay job. It was going along all right.
Yeah.
Then there's a change of management, and all of a sudden, I'm the same, but expectations are so very different. And
Okay.
and so, I say I have a lot of issues at home because my husband, with my
Fine.
husband.
So.
And I don't need any
Right.
bother at
Okay,
work. I just
okay.
want it to
So,
go along smoothly.
Given that we've got this time, which do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on the work thing or the home thing? Because it's up to you.
Work, the home thing's
Okay.
totally
Well, let's just
pointless.
park that. We'll park that
Pointless.
from it.
Pointless.
Let's just park the home thing and just concentrate on the work thing. Now, what you just told, correct me if I've got this wrong, what you just told me is everything was all right, and then things changed, management changed, and expectations changed, and that was the start.
Well,
Is that right? Have I got that right?
Well, you've got it in the, yes, that's exactly, what has happened,
Mm-hmm.
is it was all right, and I was doing my job, and now all of a sudden its expectations are different.
Okay.
They've brought in new computer systems, they've reorganised the teams,
Yeah.
so I'm working with different people
Okay.
who are shits, pardon me, excuse me, it must be said.
Yeah.
And, so
Okay.
it's like it was
Right.
comfortable
So
before.
of all those, if those,
Sorry, I always burp when I drink tea.
that's okay. With all those things, lots and lots of different things, which one of those would you pick out for us to have a chat about specifically? What one would you like to,
Teams.
teams?
The teams.
Okay.
I was on a team before with, well, you don't know them, do you? Do you know
No,
the people?
I don't know anything.
Well,
So
the
you're in a
people I
team.
was in the team with,
Yeah.
we got on all right, and
Okay.
everybody, knew what each other was doing and so on, and that was all right.
Okay.
And we went out Thursdays,
Yeah.
to lunch and so on and so on, and now
Yeah.
this
Okay, so that was
Bob's
then.
come in.
Yeah. So what's the position now then?
The teams have all been rejigged,
Yeah, so-
it's only two of those previous people I'm working with, and I'm
Okay.
now working with people from the other team
Okay.
who are shits.
Okay. So, how does that make you feel? How do you feel thinking about that?
I'm cross,
Mm-hmm.
disappointed, lonely actually.
Okay.
You're not to say that to
No, of
anybody.
course not, no.
I feel quite alone in the
Okay.
new team.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Okay.
not much older than most of the other people in the team, and
Okay.
they don't like me.
All right, then. So you feel cross, you feel angry, you feel lonely. Yeah. You specified teams when I asked you about the one thing to focus on. Where
Yeah.
would you like to be in
I'd
10
like it
minutes'
to
time?
be like it was. Well,
In 10 minutes' time, how would you like to be in 10 minutes' time in terms of these teams? Where do you want to be with it?
with the clock wind back,
So
I'd like it to be like it was before.
how realistic is that?
Totally not possible, is it?
Okay,
Really?
well, yeah, so that's the position. What would you like to do in the next 10 minutes as regards you and these teams? You say it makes you feel angry, you feel lonely.
What would I like?
Yeah, where would you like to be? How would you like to feel We've only got 10,
Oh, well,
15
how I'd like
minutes.
to feel is,
So it's not- we haven't got any magic
not
wands.
angry.
Okay, okay then.
Not angry. I suppose I'd like to go back to, well, yeah, you're saying, oh, well, you can't go back. I'd like to.
No, I didn't say anything. You said that it's
Did I?
difficult to wind the clock back, if not impossible.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like it to be just okay.
All right.
Yeah, I don't like to feel like this. I don't
So-
like to feel angry because I'm being horrible to people.
Right.
and
Okay. Great. So
I didn't used to be.
shall we have a look at this? Having a look at this sort of anger and seeing what we can do about
You
managing
can't
that
do
a bit
anything
better.
about money, you know.
Oh well,
I don't.
we can investigate that. We'll have a go.
Okay.
Okay.